I'm glad.
It's 6:02. We're going to start our monthly meeting. So, call to order.
Stuart,
Here.
Sam,
Here,
Miguel,
Present.
Aaron's absent, Jasmine is absent, and that's it.
okay. And then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please, everybody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So, in the past, we have been talking about the grants that happened on 2022, 2023. And there was a question last month, why Fleischmann's didn't move forward with the grant that we had originally talked about back on early of the year. And I mentioned to everybody that we were instructed by Peck Ellsworth not to move forward at this time because first of all, we have, the timing was too short for us to move forward. The other thing was, we were not ready in terms of time and a business plan for the whole grant. So Peck Ellsworth said, don't waste the money right now. We can do it for the next round. So that's why Peck is here today to talk about the New York Forward, one of the grants that is just open, and more things that we have that just open as well. So Peck, will you?
So there needs to be some clarification here. And, there were several grant opportunities that have been discussed.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay, I can hold it.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I project. One was the New York Main Street building renovation. So we did some technical assistance with the architects for some buildings. Now, this was only geared for commercial and mixed use, not any residential properties. What happened was, so we went through the technical assistance and we got the architects to work with the property owners. They did drawings and cost estimates. We did not go in for the building renovation grant because after I had submitted one for under the umbrella for another project, it was brought to my attention that we could only submit one application as an organization. And the village at that point didn't have time to do the authorizing resolution and things to submit for the Fleischmann's building renovation. So that is my bad. I own it. It was a mistake on my part. Yes, I own it. So we will go in for that building renovation when next July comes available again, based on the technical assistance that was provided through the application that we solicited and got funding to bring the architects in. Okay, the other was the Restore New York, and that was for 3 buildings. We authored the application. It was for the bank building, Bud Seisel building, and the building to the west of the theater. Yes, west. And that did not get funded, but we do intend to reapply should that program open again. I anticipate it will open again sometime this fall. The third is the New York Forward. That's the big one. So what that does is provide a community with $4.75 million to do soup to nuts downtown revitalization. Fleischman's was not, this is where I suggested to Sam, you're not ready yet. It takes a full year to put together the planning and a competitive application for this New York Forward program. So I met with Sam a couple of weeks ago. I said, let's get started now. So we can get all our ducks in a row. It's a very, very competitive program. It is geared to more rural main streets than to bigger urban areas where Restore New York was urban and rural. New York Main Street is urban and rural. This is geared towards rural main streets. So now is the time to get a jump on this. So Sam and I discussed, we're gonna put together a steering committee. I would like it, if it's okay with you, Sam, have people submit their names to me. And I can't guarantee that everyone will be picked for this steering committee because it could get very cumbersome, but you have to be prepared to work. It's a lot of legwork, and you gotta be ready to get your game on. So if we start the planning process, we need to identify projects. We need to write a 20-page narrative that focuses on several components of what the application requires. We need to graphically design it. Then if you meet the top 3 in the southern tier, you're asked to present. So then you need a presentation. And I'll tell you something, a regular boring old PowerPoint is gonna cut it. You need something dynamic and engaging and clever. So let's take the next 9 months. It will be due next September. Let's take the next 9 months to put together a very broad brushstroke of community downtown revitalization for Fleischman's. The application is competitive. You're going to see other communities going in, but let's get our game on, right?
Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Stein.
Yeah, I just want to clarify the names of these different grants. So the first one, the building renovation grant for New York,
No, that's the New York Main Street.
New York Main Street.
Commercial or mixed use only,
Commercial and mixed use somewhere.
correct.
Okay.
The Restore New York is also building renovation, but the buildings had to be vacant, abandoned, or surplus buildings. So surplus building is a building that the town owns that's not in use.
So that's number 2. Number 3 is
Number 3 is the New York Forward.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you.
Sam, I also sent you an email. The smart growth has opened. So I'm sifting through the guidelines. I'm not sure it will be applicable to the park, but I have some other thoughts, so let's get up on that too. Smart growth is through New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for communities in the Catskill Park. It has funded Fleischman's before. It did the sidewalks up above the park and some other little projects around town several years ago. I think that was a 2014 or 2015 smart growth application was written by yours truly. Let's do it.
When is that due?
That was due in early January.
Yeah.
Questions?
Which one's due in July?
July would be the New York Main Street.
Anybody else?
Russ.
No? Okay.
6:15. All right.
For the record, everybody just remember when
Right. Don't worry.
this meeting,
We'll take care of David, don't worry.
Matter of-
No, a little bit, no, I'll be back a little,
I
we're
just,
gonna take care of it.
you have
We'll
to,
reach out to him. let me have,
Well, let me know what's going
I
on, so I
will.
know what to do.
And
I will,
have to actually,
Stay up late.
I will.
we have what,
I will.
20,
Tell me, that's all.
I will, yes.
That's
I
Okay.
said to him,
When do they go
I said to him, we were first arriving. I said, we'll be
You did?
available after 6:30. I told him, don't worry,
Okay.
I'll take care of it.
All right, I
Thanks.
didn't know. It'd be
Okay.
nice if you tell me.
All right, thanks.
You can reach
Any
me
idea of the postage office? Somebody
Yep.
For
requested.
the what?
at
Post-
Oh, I may have left them in the back seat. I didn't want them crushed.
Mark.
Okay.
Comments, concerns. I can go home now?
Thank you so much.
Cool.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, go without my keys.
All right, so
You have a terrific night, everyone.
have a great night, thank you, Ben.
Thank you for your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Come again soon.
I like that.
Watch out for deer.
So moving on to, another announcement. Village clerk has already given notice that there will be 2 positions for trustees running on 2024. That'll be for the term of 2024 April to 2026 April. The ballots will be for the March 19th election on the 2024. So that's another announcement that we have. Anybody that has a petition can request from the village office located now at 492 Main Street. And then motion to approve the prior minutes from October. Mhm.
Back in motion to approve the prior minutes from October 10th, 2023.
I'll second.
Thank you, Miguel. So it's short. Monthly water reports from Cedar Woods, which also. Once again, it looks like the company that we have a contract with, Cedar Woods, our main sewer and water contractors, we're still within the tolerance for all New York State requirements. We are still in, nothing is out of tolerance. So far, Cedar Woods has been doing a hell of a job on keeping the records for our standards for the village. And let's see. We don't have any reports from my cloud, do we? For the,
Not today.
not today. So then we'll bring those, the inspection report from, the code enforcement officer next month. And financial reports. We can move on to it. We're gonna make a motion to approve the financial report for the 31st. Which is. The motion to approve the financial report for October 31st. This is 2022, yes. Yes.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the financial report dated October 31st, 2023, as well as the wastewater treatment plant for October 2023, and the inspection report for the same month.
Okay, score first, is there a second? Back in September, we've been talking about improving somehow the vision on the roads in Fleischman, especially where there's dark and we have like no guardrails. So Corky and Sean, our Department of Public Works, they worked on September, putting reflectors on Schneider Avenue. That avenue really is causing a lot of trouble in the winter because of the steep hill that we have. So we have some reflectors, so hopefully people can drive slower and with more caution, because we had some dents over there. We had some, the bridge, the guardrail on the bridge right there on Schneider Avenue, it's been dented more than once, it's been hit more than once. So we put reflectors back in September of this year. We went ahead and we never had any kind of reflectors on Little Redfield going out of the village. So Corky and Sean were instructed to make sure that we have some kind of visibility. When you're driving at night, going out of the village on Little Redfield, you have there's nothing holding you from going on to the river. So we put those reflectors, hopefully, again, they will minimize any accidents. So Schneider Avenue reflectors were done in Little Redfield reflectors were done in October. So that's what we have to report on that, on the road. And then we also had the budget from the fire department for 2023, 2024. We had, were able to work with the fire department to minimize the budget from an increase that they were asking for 4%. And if many of you recall, we're only allowed by the state 2% increase. So we were able to work out with the fire department to minimize from 4% to 1.95%. So I want to thank them for working with us, making this, trying to save taxpayers' money. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the fire department for 2023, 2024.
I'll make the motion.
I second that motion.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Stuart. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And as we all know, we are operating on many things. We forget about how we get our buildings, our houses. The village is no different. We have to cool off in the summer, the buildings within the village that the village owns. In the winter, we have to heat up the places that the village owns as well. So we got to the point of the Department of Public Works, the garage, the furnace came out to, it's not working properly. It was inspected. So the furnace at the DPW is out of compliance, which means it's no good, and it means that we have to replace it. It's not safe. We're looking into getting different quotes, and as many of you know, everything has gone through the roof, labor, parts, and being a municipality sometimes makes things not easier, because every contractor, when they see municipalities, they think we have a lot of money. And that's not the case for Fleischmann's. So we have a quote from our current oil delivery company, Miravito, for almost $9,000. Is it $9,000? We're looking into get some other quotes and see if we can actually get something cheaper, getting the same quality, but a little bit less money. So we're working on that. Corky's working on that. Hopefully next month we have the other two quotes and things can be brought up to this meeting and we could approve it, hopefully. On the other thing, we have the guardrails on on Schneider Avenue. When they were put up, years back, the fence were put on the side of the concrete base. I have spoken to several people that, know about the installation of concrete fence, fences on concrete. So the 3 or 4 people that I have spoken, they said, you know what? It was a mistake to put this on the side of the road. They should have put it on the top of the concrete because it would have been more visible and it would have been safer. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. They put it on the road, on the ground, on the side of the concrete bases, and it wasn't too tall enough, so it caused a lot of drivers to run into those fences. So we have to replace those 2 fences from Schneider Avenue. And I'd like to make a motion tonight to approve the quote that came less than 50% below than the quote that we have. We had a quote from Delhi for $12,000 to replace those 2 guardrails, installation, materials, and then Corky went ahead and started searching for another quote, which came in, and we have to prove this, came in at, this is from a company called Peters Welding and Fabrication in Roxbury. That quote came for the same work that it's gonna be performed for $4,800. So I would like to make a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion. Jim Peters is great. I'll make a motion.
I second that motion.
I have a question.
Gotta hold it.
Okay, thank you again. Thank you, Stuart. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. And we also have, like everybody, the village has debt, has bills to pay. So we need to move money from the general account to the water fund. We gotta pay, we have a bond coming up on January for $50,000 for the water. So we need to make a motion to make a transfer from the general fund to the water fund. So I'd like to make a motion to make the transfers, please.
I'll make a motion to transfer those funds from the general fund to the water fund. $53,649.
I said.
Thank you again. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, thank you. That's all. And we're gonna open the floor for public comments. So, Mr. Ty.
You're transferring money from general to water. Is water obligated to repay that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. John?
Just wanted to mention that Fletcher's First will be having its 2nd annual holiday brunch at the Arts Inn on December 2nd, 11 to 1. Everybody in the community is invited, and I think we just want to encourage you and the members of the board and your families to attend. I know Saturday can be a busy time at work,
Yes.
but maybe you can just make an appearance.
Yes,
Drop by, say hi, shake a few hands.
very well.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Dan?
You mentioned, I think, a couple of meetings ago about the tree that fell on the property on Wagner Avenue. That was in the, when that's gonna happen?
Yes, yes. We communicated with Frank. We need to request, that's gonna be volunteer work. Unfortunately, the owner of that property is not on the best financially and physical situation right now. So I offer to do a volunteer work to take care of that tree and put it outside, and hopefully some people can take it once it's cut down. The only thing that we needed to get from him, and I think we got it, is a letter stating that he gives permission for us to go into the property and take care of that tree.
When is that gonna be
I gotta make arrangements then, because it's volunteer, nobody's getting paid. Anybody else?
My question was regarding the contracts that you're getting. Is price the only thing that determines what you decide on, or are you betting each company and what materials they're using, and if there's any technology in those materials?
Well, it's basically two things, is the quality of the work. It has to be the same to meet the standards of the municipalities and obviously the county. And I should say probably number one is, yes, the money. So yes, quality and the price.
Does the public get to see who the companies are, to vet them out?
Everything is open, so yes,
Okay,
yes.
thanks.
Anybody else?
It's Marilyn. Hello?
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi. Hello. I got up here very late. So anyway, this is not maybe so much of a question. Can people hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, this is not so much of a question. It's really more of a comment. And it's just really a very, I'm just putting it out there. I attend a fair number of the meetings, and if I'm not able to attend the meeting, I go on Zoom. So I see who's at the meeting in terms of trustees and who isn't. I just want to put this on the record that I noticed that Aaron Goldring is practically at none of the meetings. He shows up in the summer. The rest of the year, he's wherever he is, but you're a trustee and you're not there. He's an absent trustee. I just want to put it out there for the public, for the Mountain Eagle that's on, because I see it's usually at the meetings, it's usually 2 trustees. I know, Sam, you've been at all the meetings, Miguel, sometimes Stuart, but I'm not even going to get into the whole election thing. But, where's Aaron? Missing in action. That's all I have to say. You may or may not have a comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Sam, I have a question.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, how are you? First of all, thank you all for your service. Really appreciate it. When I was on the board, we had a agreement with the county that they would do any DPW work that we couldn't do, and the county being a county entity and not for profit could do it a lot less than private companies. I'm wondering if the village continues to have that relationship with the county, and why the village is not pursuing guardrail and DPW stuff with the county at this time.
Thank you, Ben. I'm not sure, but I will find out, and we'll talk about it when I know more about it.
Yeah, I would encourage you to look into it, because we certainly saved a lot of money with the reciprocal agreement that we had with the county for DPW work. And I appreciate you looking at that, Sam, before you pull the trigger on paying a private company that's going to probably charge more than what the county would charge us. We had a very good relationship with Wayne Reynolds at the time, who was the head of the county DPW. I can't remember the name of the person who's the head of the county DPW at this time, but I think reaching out to them would be extremely beneficial to the taxpayers of the village. My next question is, why was the village pool drained? My understanding of pools like that, especially in environments where we live, is that with the weather, taking the water out will compromise the walls.
I'm sorry, Ben. What was what?
Why was the pool drained?
The pool is drained every time that we finish the season, Ben. It's not the first time. It has been done in the past.
I would encourage you to talk to some pool experts about the heaving that happens. The reason that the old pool had such issues was because it was drained.
Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you, Ben.
No, thank you. And if I can be of any assistance in looking into stuff for y'all, please let me know.
Thank you. We will.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? Okay, so we're gonna close the floor and we're gonna have, the next meeting is gonna be on December 11th, next month, same time. And we're gonna do a motion to close the
No,
meeting.
I make a motion to work the vouchers. I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to make.
I second the motion to audit the vouchers.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Miguel. Okay, motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thank you, Miguel. Stuart, thank you. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, officer, for coming. Really appreciate your time and being here. I greatly appreciate this.
Hey,
Everything
Sam.
was very quiet today. Thanks to you. Stuart, let's take this. Yeah, you know, everybody was from, okay, bring more officers, please. Find coffee. Do some.
The meeting's not adjourned.
I'm gonna get going because I have a meeting.